Listen up, you lot. Today we're diving headfirst into the wacky, the wild, and the downright weird world of Chinese cuisine. We're talking about 14 dishes that are enough to make your granny faint, and have you questioning everything you thought you knew about food. If you're brave enough for this culinary roller coaster, smash that subscribe button and give this video a bloody good thumbs up. Trust me, you won't want to miss this wild ride. Get ready to be disgusted, intrigued, and maybe even a little bit hungry because things are about to get seriously strange in here. First up, we've got century eggs. These aren't your typical breakfast eggs, oh no, these are something entirely different, and not in a good way. Now, I've seen some dodgy things in my kitchens, things that would make your stomach turn. But let me tell you, these eggs take the biscuit. They are in a league of their own when it comes to bizarre foods. Imagine an egg, right? But instead of that lovely white and sunny yolk that we all know and love, it's got a gelatinous, almost translucent black white, and a dark green yolk that smells like a sewer. Yes, you heard that right, a sewer. They're preserved in a concoction of clay, ash, and quicklime for weeks, sometimes even months. This process transforms them into these unrecognizable, pungent orbs. Can you believe the nerve? The smell alone is enough to send you running for the hills, holding your nose and gasping for fresh air. But apparently, some people actually enjoy the bloody things. They sit there, munching away as if it's the most normal thing in the world. They say it's an acquired taste. Well, let me tell you, I've tried to acquire it, but it's just not happening. I've acquired a taste for a lot of things in my life, from exotic fruits to rare meats, but this ain't one of them. No way. Century eggs, you're a bloody disgrace. I don't care what anyone says. Some things are just not meant to be eaten. Next up, we've got a dish that's so luxurious, it makes caviar look like fish paste. It's bird's nest soup, and it's made from the actual nests of swiftlet birds. These little fellas build their nests out of their own saliva, which hardens into a gelatinous, translucent structure. It's then harvested and used to make a soup that's meant to be incredibly good for you. They say it improves skin, boosts immunity, and can even help with fertility. But let's be honest, the real reason people eat it is because it costs a bloody fortune. We're talking hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars per bowl. For that price, it better sing me a lullaby and tuck me into bed. Bird's nest soup has been a part of traditional Chinese medicine for centuries, with ancient texts praising its health benefits and almost magical properties. Today it's not just a dish but a symbol of luxury and wellness, often endorsed by celebrities and featured in high-profile events. The preparation of bird's nest soup is an art in itself, requiring skill and precision. So whether you're in it for the health benefits or the sheer opulence, bird's nest soup is a culinary experience like no other. Now if you thought those last two were bad, wait till you get a load of this. Brace yourselves because we're about to dive into one of the most notorious street foods in the world. It's called stinky tofu, and it's exactly what it sounds like, tofu that stinks to high heaven. This isn't your average tofu. It's a culinary experience that challenges even the most adventurous eaters. They ferment this stuff for weeks, sometimes months, until it develops a pungent aroma that can only be described as a combination of old socks and a garbage disposal. The fermentation process is what gives it that unforgettable, nose-wrinkling scent. But here's the kicker. People actually queue up for this stuff. Yes, you heard that right. Despite the smell, or perhaps because of it, stinky tofu has a dedicated fan base. They say the taste is much better than the smell, with a creamy texture and a savory, almost cheesy flavor. It's a complex taste that some describe as an acquired delight. Personally, I'd rather eat my own shoe, but hey, who am I to judge? Everyone has their own unique palate, and for some, stinky tofu is a delicacy. If you're brave enough to try it, more power to you. It takes a special kind of foodie to appreciate something so bold and unapologetically fragrant. So, are you up for the challenge? Alright you lot, let's talk about chicken feet. I know what you're thinking. Chicken feet? Are they having a laugh? But before you turn your noses up, hear me out. In China, chicken feet are a beloved snack, often served deep-fried, braised, or even in soups. They're cartilaginous, chewy, and full of flavor. Now I know they're not the most visually appealing things in the world, but trust me on this one. If you can get past the bones and the tendons, there's a whole lot of deliciousness to be had. So, next time you see chicken feet on the menu, don't be a chicken. Have a go. Now we're diving into the deep end with this next one, sea cucumber. Now I'm all for trying new things, but this just looks like something you'd find at the bottom of a pirate's sock drawer. It's basically a big, slimy, sausage-shaped creature that lives on the ocean floor. And yes, people actually eat it. They say it's got a delicate, slightly sweet flavor and a gelatinous texture that's similar to tofu. Apparently it's also got a ton of health benefits like boosting the immune system and improving circulation. But honestly, I'd rather stick to my fish and chips, thank you very much. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is not for the faint of heart. We're talking about scorpions. Yes, you heard me right. Those creepy crawlies with the pincers and the stingers, people eat them. In China you can find scorpions skewered and deep-fried as a street food snack. They say they taste like a cross between shrimp and crab, with a slightly nutty flavor. But let's be honest, you're not eating this for the taste, are you? You're eating it for the bragging rights, just be careful not to get stung. Alright you lot, get ready for this one. It's duck blood soup and it's exactly what it sounds like, a soup made with duck blood. Now I've used blood sausage in my cooking before, but a whole soup? That's a new one. They usually add noodles, vegetables, and spices to the mix, but the star of the show is definitely the blood. It gives the soup a rich, savory flavor and a slightly metallic tang. I'll be honest, this one's not for me. But if you're feeling adventurous and you're not afraid of a little blood and guts, give it a go. Next up we've got silkworm pupae. Now, I've always been a fan of silk sheets, but this is taking things a bit too far. Silkworm pupae are basically the cocoons of silkworms, and in China, they're considered a delicacy. They're usually boiled or steamed and then seasoned with salt, pepper, or chili flakes. They say they've got a crunchy texture and a slightly nutty flavor, similar to peanuts or chestnuts. Personally, I'd rather stick to my silk pajamas, but hey, if you're feeling adventurous, give it a try, just don't think about where it came from. Alright you lot, let's talk about pig intestines. I know, it's not the most glamorous of ingredients. But in Chinese cuisine, pig intestines are used in a variety of dishes, from stir-fries to soups to even dumplings. They're chewy, flavorful, and surprisingly versatile. Now I know what you're thinking. Pig intestines? Isn't that a bit, well, gross? But trust me on this one. When they're cooked properly, pig intestines can be absolutely delicious. They've got a rich, savory flavor that's similar to pork belly but with a slightly chewier texture. Now we're getting into some seriously adventurous territory with this next one, snake soup. Yes, you heard me right. Soup, made with snakes. In China, snake soup is considered a delicacy, and it's believed to have a number of health benefits including boosting the immune system and improving circulation. They usually use venomous snakes, but don't worry, the venom is neutralized during the cooking process. The soup itself is said to have a slightly sweet, gamey flavor, and it's often served with herbs and spices. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is a real head-scratcher: fried seahorses. Yes, you heard me right. Those cute little creatures that look like they belong in a Disney movie, people fry them up and eat them. In China, fried seahorses are considered a delicacy, and they're often served as a snack or as part of a larger meal. They're said to have a crunchy texture and a slightly salty, fishy flavor. Personally, I'd rather leave these guys in the ocean, but hey, to each their own. Alright, you lot, this next one is not for the squeamish. It's called balut, and it's a fertilized duck egg that's been incubated for a few weeks until the embryo inside is partially developed. Then, they boil it alive and eat it straight from the shell. I know, it sounds absolutely mental, but in many parts of Southeast Asia, including the Philippines, balut is considered a delicacy. They say it's got a unique, savory flavor and a creamy texture. But honestly, I'd rather eat my own hat. Next up we've got jellyfish salad. Now I've had my fair share of seafood salads in my time, but this one takes the cake. Jellyfish is a type of marine animal that's known for its gelatinous texture and its slightly salty flavor. In China, jellyfish salad is a popular dish, and it's often served cold with a sesame oil dressing. They say it's got a refreshing, crunchy texture and a delicate, slightly briny flavor. Personally, I'd rather stick to my prawns and calamari, but hey, if you're feeling adventurous, give it a try. And last but not least, we've got ant eggs. Yes, you heard me right. Ants. Those tiny little insects that invade your picnics and steal your sugar. People eat their eggs. In some parts of the world, including Mexico and Southeast Asia, ant eggs are considered a delicacy. They're said to have a slightly sour, lemony flavor and a creamy texture. They're often used in soups, salads, and even tacos. Personally, I'll stick to my scrambled eggs, thank you very much. Well, there you have it, you lot. 14 of the weirdest, wildest, and most downright disgusting foods from China. We've had eggs that look like they've been buried for a century, soups made with blood and snakes, and even fried seahorses. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit green around the gills just thinking about it. But hey, that's the beauty of food, isn't it? It's all subjective. What one person finds delicious, another person might find revolting. So what do you think? Are you brave enough to try any of these culinary curiosities? Let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, get out of my kitchen.